of our business.
Welcome, everybody, to the It's Really None of Our Business podcast with Monica and Amanda.
This is a podcast where we open up a cheap bottle of wine and talk about shit we read on the internet.
That's right.
We did it.
So, how you been?
You know, it's so funny because, you know, I'm really slacking with like updating our podcast and stuff. So our last podcast, which was yesterday, I uploaded yesterday, which was 3 weeks ago. I was complaining miserably about how cold it was and that it was snowing. And so it was May and now it's June. And yesterday it was 33 degrees Fahrenheit. And I don't have any AC in my house and I'm just dying.
So is the moral of the story you'll just complain no matter what?
Yeah.
No matter what my circumstances are, I'm going to find something to complain about.
Okay, I've got something to complain about, though. Well, it's not actually about me. I was watching John Oliver on TV last night, and he was talking about Texas prisons.
Oh.
Yeah, so and there's a segue here between.
You don't even need to preface that. I figured as much.
Okay. So I'm in my house and I'm like, oh my God, Greg, I'm dying. Like I'm literally sucking on ice. It's 29 degrees Celsius in my house. And I said to Greg, what's that in Fahrenheit? So he Googles it and it was something like 88 degrees Fahrenheit or something. And John Oliver was talking about the Texas prisons and how they have no air conditioning and how they refuse to put air conditioning in it.
They refuse to?
They refuse to.
Oh.
And so they say that sometimes those prisons get up to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And inmates are dying and they're dropping dead. And they're
150?
150.
So that's almost double what you felt yesterday.
Yeah, so I was like crying in my house that, you know what I mean?
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
That's just like another thing wrong with the prison system.
Well, there's so many, and I don't know if Canadian prisons have air conditioning or need air conditioning.
Yeah.
For the 2 weeks of summer that we get, but in the U.S., like that's insane
like
to me.
In some of those like southern states, like it's so hot there. The majority of the time, they need to have some sort of.
So there's this idea there. So when they're talking to governors or lawmakers there, and they say, well, you know, so for instance, in one Texas prison, they put air conditioning in the pig barns because the swines needed air conditioning, but not the prisoners.
This is like a real thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so the idea there was that these people shouldn't have done their crime. They should, you know, you're not there for a good time. But do you think that people should be punished to that degree?
It depends on the crime, because a lot of the people in those prisons, like, you know, they just dealt the third, what is that thing?
3 strikes?
The 3 strikes, or, you know, they just happened to, like, our friend that we interviewed the other week, like,
yeah.
I don't want somebody like him who's just involved in petty stuff and, like, you know, got wrapped up in the wrong world suffering like that. But yeah, maybe somebody raped a child.
Well,
yeah.
We just need to castrate them all. But these people are all in the same prison. So this particular story was talking about this guy who was in prison for 11 months for a forged check or something. And he had heat stroke. And by the time they got him to the hospital after he was convulsing, his temperature was something like, I don't know, what is the, like, it was really 120, 130. Like, it was crazy high. So he got to the hospital and he died.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And this is one of these things that, like, when we send somebody to prison, like, you're sending them to prison to do their time.
Yeah.
But should the punishment also include cooking them?
Yeah, no, like boiling them from the inside out.
Yeah. And it just makes me think that human beings, like, we're awful creatures. Like, we're horrible.
It's totally one of those things too that, like, they probably just never put it in because of whatever money. Like, do you think it was like somebody actually saying, like, we're not going to put it in? Or is it just like negligence? Like, we didn't put it in. It's too late now. There's no money for it. All that. Like, do you think there's some evil man who's like,
it is all of those things.
Yeah.
So, like, from what they were saying, it was like, you know, they gave a clip of the governor of Texas or a particular place in Texas, and he was saying, well, first of all, we don't want to put it in, and second of all, you know, it's too much money, and, you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they really don't want to. Like, there really is an attitude of, well, these people deserve it. And if you don't do a crime, then you won't have to go to this prison.
Yeah, there's AC at your house. Should stay there.
Exactly. And there's a little part of me, just like you, who's like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing the crime, man, if you don't want to go to this horrible place. But then, like, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like just deciding, okay, so you did something that is against the law, whatever it is, if it's like, bank fraud or whatever, right? And so because of that, you now are no longer a human and you don't get any of your human rights. Like, you're going to eat shitty food, you're going to have no privacy, we're going to, like, violate you in every single way possible, and we're also going to boil you.
We're going to cook you to death.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It really... It's just one more example of how human beings are shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
If I ran the world, I'd put air conditioning in there. Like,
where would you get the money from, Monica? Steal it from the bank?
I don't know. Yeah.
That was a callback to our other episodes for all you loyal fans.
I think that you can find money where you need to. I really do.
Well, look at what do you think? Sorry, I'm going to completely change the topic here. Like, the Alberta government is just gonna like find millions of dollars to give away for that COVID lottery. Like, what is your opinion on that?
So the COVID that came from the U.S., right? Because they've been doing it
to try to encourage people.
Yeah, and it's working. So they're trying to get people to get vaccinated.
Makes sense. I'm like, I'll take it.
I don't know where lottery money comes from. Doesn't it come from people buying tickets? But in this case, nobody's buying a ticket.
This has got to be the government is allocating $3 million for their 3 different $1 million wins, and they're saying whatever, it's worth it. I just think it's because $3 million in the Alberta government isn't huge in the grand scheme of things.
And you kind of wonder, like, what does like how much money do we spend on roads? How much money do we
way more? Yeah,
right. How much money do we spend on
$3 million is probably just like a drop in the bucket, and it's like it would change somebody's life, lots of people, and maybe it'll encourage people to get.
I don't know. I don't think it would make any difference to me.
To get $1 million?
No, you're either going to get vaccinated or you're not.
Oh.
What kind of people is it going to pull? Maybe
good question.
people with like a really low economics. No, sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Poor people.
Yeah.
People who don't have any money who wouldn't get vaccinated, who are like, well, why would I get vaccinated? I don't have a reason. Well, and then they start doing the calculation. Well, I wonder how many people are going to enter this lottery. Yeah. I could actually win the $1 million.
Yeah.
So
it might work. Like you're saying, it's working in the States. Like, I find it very interesting.
Like, so do I think it's a good idea? I think it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And I think that the government of Alberta is just trying to do the whole, we want to be the province with the most vaccinations or something.
Yeah. Well, I think that they need to do it because there's a lot of people in our province who don't want to get. My sister is going on today about how we're too many rednecks in Alberta and it's embarrassing to be an Albertan because I really have not been paying attention to how many people are getting vaccinated, but I feel like it must be low in Alberta for her to make those comments. Like, I have my head in the sand.
Well, we've reached that level. Like, you know, they say once 60% of Albertans get vaccinated, then we can go to stage, open up. And we're there. Mm-hmm. Like, we're in a place where enough people are vaccinated and the hospital levels are all dropping. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, there's just going to be a percentage of people that aren't going to. Like, both my kids are like, I don't know why I'd get vaccinated. Like, I'm not going to get COVID. If I do, it doesn't matter to me.
Would your son, now that he knows about the lottery, get vaccinated?
No, because he doesn't
need money.
He doesn't need any money.
Fair enough,
He doesn't care.
He just won his own personal lottery.
Yeah, he's not going to do shit. And
fair enough.
Yeah, and I don't think that he would, even if he's just not that guy.
Yeah.
But I think that anybody, it's sort of like 18 and over. So I think it's going to be a lot of those young people that are going to be like, well, I'll do it.
Yeah, now I will. Why
I'll
not?
do it for $1 million if I,
Yeah.
But
I'm curious to see who wins and how it works out.
But, okay, so if you were the ruler of Alberta and you're making these decisions, like, maybe this will work. I mean, what if it did vaccinate 200,000 more people or whatever and make us that much safer? Is it worth it? Like,
honestly, it's not that much money for a government, so
no.
I don't know. I think I don't know. Like, when I first found out about it, I'm like, that actually is crazy because like it's kind of like coercing people into doing something with their body, and there's a lot of people who are like completely against it or whatever.
Well, those people aren't going to do it.
Totally, and that's the thing. Like, if you're really that against it, and
yeah.
I got it, so I'm a supporter. I like that things are opening up. I can go to a restaurant now. I like that the world is starting to open up, but I don't want to go back to work. So maybe we should stay halfway shut down.
You know what? There is that. Like, I'm hoping, okay, so Stampede's coming up, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe the numbers will rise enough that we won't have to go back to work. And I know that that's, mean for the rest of the world.
Are you going to go to the Stampede at all?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I want to go to every live music event. I don't know. Is there going to be live music? I am so
They're
tired
saying
of being
masks
locked down.
are strongly encouraged. So if you go, will you wear a mask? Like on the ground?
If I have to.
If you don't have to, you won't?
No.
Yeah.
I'm so over it.
Totally.
I'm so over it. I can't even tell you. And I want to be in a world free of masks. And
Yeah.
I want to go and I want to get drunk at the Stampede and I want to eat more donuts and I want to get fatter and I want to go to all the live music because, oh my God.
You miss live music?
Live music.
Yeah.
That is, to me, I would just buy like that 10-day pass and I would just do the music. I'd be like, oh, I like them.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would just do the Coca-Cola stage. Like,
And just hang out there the whole time.
well, I would just usually go in the evening. Like it starts late at night or 7 or let's get that start late at night or 7 to 9 or 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And I would just go and do that. I don't give a shit about the rides.
So you got to do this because this is happening. I feel like, well, I don't know if the Stampede, if the Coca-Cola stage is going to be on or not.
Well, if that's not on, I'm not going to go. I can't be bothered at all.
They said it's 50% capacity at Stampede this year, so it'll be way less people in there.
Well.
So it might be good. Stampede, I'm already not a huge Stampede person. I have like no interest. Like I like the corporate parties and stuff.
Oh my God, how drunk we've gotten
Oh.
in those parties. I look back at those pictures and go, remember?
Yeah.
First of all, look how skinny we are.
Yeah.
Man.
So true. I think like I'm hoping I just will like not. I don't think I'll go. Not because of any kind of protest, but because I just don't think it'll happen, right? Like if I had a group of people going and let's go. I'm not
and you
against.
got little kids, right? And so
I'm not bringing my kids.
I
F
know,
that.
but your whole state of mind is different. Like
It is.
I'm thinking, okay, I could go at 6 o'clock. I
Totally.
could get some live music. I have a couple drinks, and I'm out of there.
That's-
Can you freaking imagine? Like you've got to either
Just getting here today was like, oh my God, kill me. Like I'm happy to be here. I love you, Monica.
It's about time so we can sit and complain, right?
But yeah, like because I have to pick the kids up from school and feed them something, quickly eat something myself, drive 45 minutes to get here, like it's hard to do that. And like getting downtown on a weeknight is not that easy from where we live. Like
isn't it amazing, like debating a COVID, the difference that we feel about it, like about everything. Like I remember being so scared and people were talking about spraying down their
groceries
and not bringing their shoes in the house because they'd been in a mall and now I'm just like, fucking over it. COVID schmovid.
Well, I remember like at first they were talking about it could be in the air, so when you get home you make sure you wash your hair from the grocery store. Like I was texting our coworker Tara about that. I'm like, did you hear? She's like, I didn't think of my hair. Like we're like, I didn't end up rushing to the shower.
Wearing shower nets and mask for your whole body.
And what about though? Because like things have relaxed, and I think a lot of people are getting vaccinated, and like the world seems to be like I was out today at the Saskatoon farm, so it's like an outdoor farmer's market with some indoor stuff, and like half the people didn't have masks even inside.
Really?
Even though like the signs are still up to wear it. I think some people are just like, fuck that, I don't care. But then I still see people outside walking in this heat with masks on,
or
and they're
in their car
by themselves, and I'm like, what are you still scared of? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is it like so ingrained in their brain that like now we just always wear masks when we're in public?
And you kind of wonder because Greg was saying I haven't got sick this year. No cold, no flu, no anything. Like we're all so much healthier.
McKenna got a runny nose last week, and it was the first thing that's happened in a year and a half or whatever it's been. Like I was kind of like, I don't even remember what to do with a kid who's sick. Like, do I have to keep you away from people? Probably. That's annoying. Because before I would just send her wherever.
And it didn't go to anybody else. Nobody else got it.
So far, I haven't heard. Like, because we went camping with a few people, and she played with one little girl, and she mostly was like just kind of hanging out by herself in our trailer watching her tablet, and like she was like, and I was fine with it. She'd have little toy breaks with her friends, but.
Well, now they're saying that COVID is really. It's becoming higher among those smaller kids, right? Like when young and the teenagers. But I haven't heard that it's making anybody really sick.
Yeah, you always hear those random stories that are out there to like scare the shit out of you. That like one person went to sleep and never woke up again.
Oh
and my mom I heard on the news. I'm like, fuck, mom. Like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, don't tell us that shit.
Yeah, totally.
Should we do a what the fuck?
Sure, do you got one?
Yeah.
You told me you had a bunch. Rolling.
Welcome back.
And we're back.
So today's wine and what the fuck for our wine segment, we are drinking Gato Negro.
So this is the bottle that I opened while I was camping this weekend and brought home for Monica.
Yeah. So let's taste it and see what notes we taste. Oh, and cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
It tastes like
Burning?
no, it's not burning. It's
actually.
It's oh wait, there's a little bit of a burn, a little bit.
It says mouth-watering right on it. Is it making you look for? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna guess what the notes are because they're on here.
Okay, I taste cherry.
Close. Strawberries.
Oh, okay. Let me try again. Oak.
Chocolate.
Pencil lead.
It's not the worst. It has been open for a few days. That maybe is, I don't know.
Okay, like there's always that whole it tastes cheap for sure.
Yeah.
And the cheapness is in that like the burn, like it has a bit of an afterburn.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, but I mean, if you want to get drunk, this is perfectly fine. So we're moving, as you know, right? Or so to all my fans, we're moving. So the color of the wall that you'll see next time around will be a different color. But Greg's son has been helping us pack up the basement, and he's like, "There's, what does he say? 5 cases of wine down here that we forgot about."
5 cases?
Yeah.
Shit, we're having a party at your new house.
I think it's shit wine. I think it's 5 cases of shit wine.
Do you have a good backyard at your new place?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm coming over.
Yeah, it's better. Definitely better than this yard. So yeah, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, we can talk about all that in the next episode.
Okay, let's do a what the fuck.
Let's do it. What did I do with my damn phone? I thought I just had it. See, I'm losing my shit.
You have 1 sip of wine.
I got one job to do. What the hell? It's on the floor. Why did you throw it over there?
Oh, I was trying to hide. I wanted to watch you bend over. Hoping to see it.
Watch you bend over.
You don't want to see that.
Look at those boobs. They're so awesome.
They're so fat.
They're so big. You got really big, bouncy, juicy boobs.
That's what happens when you gain weight, though.
I know. It's the best part.
I don't think so, though. I think I look, I don't know, whatever. So insecure.
No, you're fine. You're still hot as fuck.
Thanks. That means so much to me.
Yeah, you really care what I say. Okay, this one's a little weird. You know how I really like the weird ones, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay. This is relationship advice. So, my 28-year-old male wife, 28 female, sent pictures, videos of our bedroom activities to her sister, 31 female. All right. Me and my wife have been together for 11 years, married for 4, and have 2 children. We have the usual fight now and then, but overall, we try and maintain a healthy relationship. Her sister's been married for about 12 years and 2 children. She lives in a different town, and we all get along fine. About a month ago, I noticed my wife taking pictures and videos now and then of us in our private time, and I didn't pay much attention to this, as she says she liked looking at the pictures and videos when I travel for work, which is in IT. Yesterday, I was setting up backups for our photos, videos, etc. of our phones and PC when I noticed there were duplicates of the pictures and videos she took. After checking out why, I realized the pictures and the videos were shared on WhatsApp. When sending media, and the original pictures, videos will stay in your gallery, and WhatsApp makes a copy of the pictures and videos and stores in the WhatsApp images sent. Tracking this back, I found that they were all shared with her sister.
Okay.
Hang on. My wife and her sister are very close, and looking at the messages, it seems her sister's sex life had become very stale, and she reached out to my wife for support on how to spice up their sex life. After back and forth communication over a few days, her sister wanted to see how my wife does these sexual actions. My wife initially declined, but after a lot of begging, she relented. Her sister now uses the pictures and videos as masturbation material.
No.
Yeah. I've never been in this situation like this and have no idea what to do. Should I even bring this up or sweep it under the rug? Me and my wife do communicate pretty good, but I don't even know how to start this conversation. Ooh. My wife hasn't sent anything to her sister for about 2 weeks, and she's messaging her sister to say that she won't send any more.
Well, that's good. Okay. Huh.
This is weird.
Yeah, so first question is like, I was just noticing that she was taking pictures, like, but I didn't say anything. It's like, so while you're having sex, like, she just reaches over and grabs her phone. Like, isn't it normally like a, we're gonna take photos
Well,
thing?
and who knows? Like maybe
What
whatever
position
she's
would
doing.
they be doing that? I guess, like, he didn't care because he...
Like it sounded to me, because then there was also like an update on there. Like he was doing things like masturbating and she was videotaping it.
Oh, I see.
So it was
Okay.
stuff that was him. So
Okay.
she was videotaping him. And so he eventually did confront them both, her and her sister, and they both like cried and begged for forgiveness, and she just found him really hot and used him for masturbation material.
Okay, because, like, at first, when she said, like, she was having sex issues and wanted to know the way her sister was doing,
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't think it's normal, but I'm like, okay, like, you're like, how did you hold your leg or whatever, right? Like, maybe, like, it was something like that. But then, like, if it's that, and, like, and then to use it as, like, study material would be one thing.
You know what?
It would
There's
still be
porn
weird.
for that.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
Okay.
But to use it to watch your, like, especially if they're having sex, you're watching your sister have sex, but even like watching your husband, like your sister's husband jerk off.
Okay,
like,
let's turn this around.
and I'm like really uncomfortable.
I know. Let's turn this around, because there's this like, there's this feeling of, well, how wrong is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if it was you and your husband sent out videotapes of you to his brother?
Oh yeah, no, that's insane.
It would be like, are you fucking kidding? We're done.
Like spread vagina or something. Oh my god.
Like, this is Amanda masturbating.
That's honestly, yeah, that's such a good point. I don't know, for some reason with a guy, it doesn't seem as violating.
I know, and I think that
Why is it like
I
that?
think that that's an honest answer, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are like, that's violating you. And of course, it doesn't matter what gender you are.
Yeah.
And of course that's true.
Yeah.
But and maybe it's because men are so proud.
Yeah.
So if somebody is masturbating to your cock,
And guys send pictures and videos of themselves doing that shit all the time.
it's like you're like, who wants a dick pic anyways? Well, obviously this chick does, because
But like, she's married and she could probably get it any, like, what? You're like, it seems kind of like incestual. Like, it's weird to like have like the last person, I don't want to see somebody close in me. I don't want to hear of my
No.
friends have sex. I don't want to see I think I've said it
So
before. Like,
I have a lot of male cousins, a lot of male relatives, and a lot of them are the same age as me, whatever, and I see them all as my brothers.
Yeah.
And same things with, like, my ex-husband had 2 brothers, and they were my brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
totally.
Like, if there's something in you that automatically goes, and I
1,000,000%.
I don't think everybody feels that way, because a lot of people have sex with their brother-in-laws and
Oh,
stuff.
I've heard of good stories about that. You're just like, what? Like, what?
But
Like, of all people, you choose his brother?
But to me, again, my sister has her husband too.
Yeah.
Like, I love him. Like, I
Oh my
love
God,
that
imagine
man.
her sending you pictures of him, like, jerking off.
Imagine me asking for that.
That's right.
Like, he's my brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly feel like my sister's husband is my brother.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, they must be, like, so close. They, like, share everything, and it's just, like, the relationship the sisters have. Like what's mine is yours kind of mentality. Like, do you think it could be something like that? It's like, what does it matter? It's my sister. We're the same. We're one person.
I was watching this. I love to watch these stupid shows like Say Yes to the Dress,
Yeah.
like all those shows on TLC. And there's a new one, and it's called Sisters something, and it's about twin sisters. And it shows them, like, some of them are married, like extreme twin sisters, and some of them are dating the same guy, like twins and a guy, or
Yeah.
some of them are dating other twins and they all live together. So, like, I wonder
it could
if
be
you're in a situation where you're like, I can't even imagine, where you're so close to your sister that you're like, yeah, it's okay.
Like, because we're the same. Like,
we're the same.
That's got to be what this is, and that makes me, like, not as weirded out. It's still weird, but it's like...
But you violated this guy.
Totally. And, like, if you have this open communication with your husband, like, he says that they do, it's like, well, obviously not.
Obviously
or maybe
not.
she thought, she's like, I don't know, like, I didn't think you'd care. Like, it's my, like, you know what I mean?
Because it sounds like when she was confronted, she, like, cried and begged for forgiveness. And
you don't always realize you're doing something wrong until somebody brings it up, right? But you said in the messages, she was saying, like, I'm not sending you anymore.
Yeah.
So she must have knew it was weird. Or she was kind of like, okay, like, one was enough.
You know, I think that if I said to Greg, like, really want to take a picture of you masturbating. I want to send it to my friend Becky.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to ask him. And I think depending on how he felt about Becky, he may or may not,
Okay,
like.
instead of Becky, say Amanda. I want to know.
Well, we can ask Greg. Can I send your masturbation videos to Amanda? Because she just wants to know.
I just want to, and I might use it time or time again when I'm not wanting to see Karsten's. Like, it's very strange. It's very
very
okay,
strange.
So what was the update? Just that like
Just, yeah. And it sounded like the sister was moving in.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, with her husband and her kids?
No. I think there
divorcing
was
the
like
husband?
a problem. So he was like, "Oh yeah, she's having problems with her husband, and we all really get along, and so she's gonna be moving in." And the comments then were like, "So she can masturbate to you in the bedroom beside
She's
you."
gonna have like her ear, a cup on the wall, and
Like, to me, that's danger. That's a red flag. So, but maybe a part of him is like,
part of him could just be like, it is what it is. Like, I guess I get both.
You know what?
sisters
I feel like
now.
an asshole for even saying that because, like I said, if it was me,
Yeah.
and Greg sent pictures of me to his brother, I would never be okay with it.
Yeah, like I'm having a moment right now. Like Karsten has a brother, and like the idea of any of this, and like I'm the subject matter, like puts a pit in my stomach.
Yeah,
So.
it's such a betrayal.
But girls and guys do think of that kind of stuff differently. So it's like he obviously feels betrayed. So I don't know. I kind of want to ask Karsten what is it like. So if I sent a picture to my sister, like a video of you, like how mad would you be? How violated would you?
On a scale of 1 to 10 of violation.
Like a scale of like happy with it to divorce me. Like where do we land?
Okay, where would you land on that?
Oh fuck, like I wouldn't divorce Karsten over like that. It would have to be, well, I would, because
So he didn't tell you and you found out because
the problem would be all the other shit behind it. It's like the fact that you're not telling me, the fact that like now you and your brother have this weird kinky relationship. I don't know if I need that in my life. Like it wouldn't be like that one single act.
all of a sudden it becomes, now you've just changed the dynamics of a relationship.
Like,
who I thought you were,
you're not.
weren't.
So I guess yeah, it would be a
Well, maybe
let's
counseling.
get to the bottom of this counseling thing, because like I can't see myself divorcing Karsten like because I'm like, who am I gonna find that like is
Who put up with your bullshit?
yeah, and who's gonna like fucking
Who's gonna want to take pictures of you naked?
support me while I eat bonbons, because that's what's coming. Karsten, I tell him what people keep saying, like, what do you want to be like when you grow up? Because everybody loves oil and gas. Who knows what's gonna happen with it? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I got Karsten. I'm good. I'm gonna be eating bonbons on the couch, and he's just like not. Obviously,
I
I won't,
started
but-
in oil and gas when I was 22. And back then, so I was in school and I was taking courses in land, and it was like, okay, there's like only 10 more years left.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Okay,
There was
maybe
this
I
like
can-
there was like the cycle's got in. We've only got so much oil and so much gas, and it's it's coming to an
Yeah.
end. And I was like, I gotta get out, and I did. I left,
Oh.
and I'm thinking, well, I got out just in the nick of time. And then 20 years later, I hauled my ass back to oil
Okay,
and gas.
fine. I guess I'll work and support myself.
I think you got a career of it. Like, I don't think
For
it's
sure.
going anywhere in your life.
Either way, like I'm definitely joking. Like even if oil and gas crashes and I can't get a job in it ever again,
Yeah.
like I will not just sit at home and eat bonbons. But it is funny.
What will you eat?
Maybe like tacos.
Because who the fuck wants bonbons? When I think of bonbons, I think of like those
know.
like little round chocolates with like cherry fillings or
Like,
something.
well, I don't even really know what a bonbon
I don't know,
is.
but that's what I picture.
I think that's about right. Just
Yeah.
pop. It's because you can just sit on the couch with your soap operas and pop them in
Yeah.
your mouth.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, hire somebody to pick up my kids because I'm not getting off the couch out at school when school's over.
You have to
Can you
watch
imagine?
really lame daytime TV shows
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Phil and Oprah and Maury Povich.
Those shows, I cannot believe that there are people that watch that shit.
I
Like,
know.
Honestly, like I watch a lot of garbage.
Me too.
But like, and that's just such a judgmental thing to say because like some of the stuff I watch, I'm sure people think the same thing. But Dr. Phil,
Yeah.
and all of the like Jerry Springer, remember that? Like
What is your guilty pleasure?
all the reality, like Summer House and Vanderpump Rules. and
Yeah.
all the Real Housewives. I just love it.
I my guilty pleasure right now, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of it. And every time Greg walks downstairs, I like turn the channel.
Really, you're that ashamed?
Yeah, I'm a
Wow.
little
I
ashamed.
flaunt it. I'm like, look what I'm watching.
I like that show. It's called First Dates.
Never heard of it.
Oh, well, you can find it on Crave on Demand, and it's basically, it's set in an Earls in Canada in Vancouver, and it's first dates.
That was interesting.
It's blind dates where they set up these people and then they see if they can connect them.
Is there somebody talking in the background, like commentary? Or is that a different show? Okay.
No,
there's
but like in the beginning
like
it says, you know, like, will love happen between.
But while they're talking, there's not like somebody kind of like critiquing them. Okay, there used to be a show like that.
But there was like one I was watching the other day, and I love it when they're crazy. Like this guy who's like, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a wizard. I'm like, okay. But they patch them up with people that they think they'll connect with. And the woman is like, well, do you drink blood? And he's like, well, yeah, of course.
It was a guy wizard?
Yeah.
I just assumed it was a female wizard.
No, you're not a wizard if you're a girl.
What are you?
You're a witch.
Oh.
Duh. So anyways.
If I've had somebody who called themselves a wizard, that's like the biggest turnoff ever. I'd be like, gotta go.
Like, and this is why I love this show. Because I say to Greg, you know, what would you do if I pulled up for a date and I said I was a wizard or I drank baby's blood or, you know, like whatever the bullshit was.
So interesting.
And I think that I love anything where there's like human dynamics and like what makes people click and you see this woman and she's a complete cunt and you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like I love it.
But you know what those shows are made of? It's like the producers behind the scenes and the editors who like the people who put together the wizard and the accountant. It's like, well, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
It's like they've never actually put together people that are like gonna hit it off.
But they do.
Do they?
They do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy watching it when people actually get along, or is it like not as interesting?
Well, they usually sort of focus on 3 couples.
Yeah.
And one of them is like a disaster, and then at least 2 of them are like have a potential of making it. And you kind of know right away, like as soon as they sit down, you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna work, or no, it's not gonna work.
It's so funny like how chemistry can work with people, because like I feel like I could really fake chemistry or even just have genuine chemistry with just about anyone, but then I'm like,
I don't think that that's true. I think that you think that.
Yeah, I do think that.
But I mean, so many people just turn me off. Like
fair enough.
Like if you sat
across
from the guy that was like
wizard.
I'm a wizard.
True. I couldn't even fake that. No, you're absolutely right. I stand corrected.
There's so many people that I'm just like, I can't even give you my time. You know?
I'm so grateful that I'm not in the dating world. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Not yet anyways. Not until
Carson leaves me. And then I'll be so fat from the bonbons. Nobody will want me.
I'll always want you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's wrap this fucker up.
Let's do it. Okay, well, thanks everybody for tuning in to the It's Really None of Our Business podcast.
Find us on all social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Except don't go to social media because she doesn't go on there anymore and I'm too busy.
Oh, yeah, we need to talk about that.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
okay. So
I've stopped.
Monica's here. Yeah, all of our loyal fans know that Monica has got an addiction.
Yeah. Last week
it.
we talked about it, and well, I'm back on it again, so we're good.
Good, you are?
Yeah.
What made you go back?
Because I didn't need to look for houses anymore and rent faster, so now I needed to fill my time, but I'm nowhere near as much. Okay. Like,
Let's talk about that next episode. Should we
next
do that?
episode. Let's do that next episode.
But anyway, so go to our social media. We have a Facebook group.
And maybe we'll update it now that Monica's back on social media.
She's just so good at it, and I just don't have the time. I got 2 little kids.
Whatever. I'm so good at everything. That's no excuse.
We have our skills. You have more of them than me.
Okay, bye all.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to It's Really None of Our Business podcast with Monica and Amanda. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you know all the places. If you've enjoyed this podcast, tell your friends, and please rate and review us where you can. If you are brave enough to reach out and ask us for advice, we will definitely read it out on our show. We'll totally keep your name anonymous, so what do you got to lose? You can reach us by email at ask.noneofourbusiness@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you guys soon. Ciao.